Now, the protests over the communal clashes in Haryana have reached the borders of Delhi. Supporters of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bajrang Dal held protests in several locations across the capital over the violence in neighbouring state, that's Haryana. And as the protests intensified, the matter reached the top court as well. Now, earlier today, the top court took up pleas seeking ban on protest marches by fringe groups. The plea stated these rallies are likely to fan communal fires and incite people to resort to violence. However, the Supreme Court has denied a blanket ban on the rallies. The court has said the state must note that no violence and hate speeches during these protests should take place. It also directed the state government to ensure that heavy security deployment is in place. The top court has also asked the cops to install CCTVs in sensitive areas so that everything is recorded. It has also issued notices to Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Delhi in the wake of communal clashes. The Supreme Court will now hear the matter on August 4th. In fact, just to talk about the on-ground situation, of course, the political angle as well, to take that conversation forward, and being joined in by Congress MP Deepinder Hooda. Mr. Hooda, appreciate you taking the time out and joining us here on Mirror Now. In fact, let me begin by asking you this. The Chief Minister and Home Minister say this is a conspiracy, and you have questioned this stance of theirs. In your opinion, is this a failure of the state administration?
First of all, what has happened in Haryana, Mewat, Gurgaon region is most unfortunate and very painful to see, because this region has not had an history of communal flare-ups. In fact, this remained even largely peaceful during 1947, at the time of our partition, when we were part of Punjab, and Punjab as a whole witnessed a lot of communal flare-ups. This region had remained peaceful. So it is really unfortunate and painful, and entirely this was avoidable. All the assessment now from every quarter is that the government, it is a government's failure, governance failure. Because if along with the procession, adequate number of police deployment had taken place, administration was placed, then this could have been completely avoided. And the government decided not to provide any, police protection to this procession. In fact, there's only a couple of home guards were left, and people were left to fend for themselves. So the fault lies with the government. The Chief Minister has to take the moral responsibility.
Now, the state government, of course, is speaking in different voices. The Deputy Chief Minister is saying organizers of procession did not share full information. However, Mr. Hooda, the Home Minister and the Chief Minister are focusing on conspiracy. What is your take on that?
So now all these statements, there are 4 or 5 different statements which have come, all contradicting each other, but all pointing to one thing: glaring governance failure. See, the Deputy Chief Minister is saying that the government did not need people will be in that procession. That is why they could not do anything. The Rao Inderjeet, who's the local MP, is saying that, he even called the Chief Minister to say that if there is no police, he can facilitate, because he is the Union Minister also, to provide some security from the center. And he's also pointing out to the fact that there are so many videos being circulated from both sides, leading to a very vitiating environment. So that the Chief Minister and Home Minister, Mr. Vij and Mr. Khattar, are saying there is a big conspiracy. Now, even the conspiracy thing that they are saying points to their own failure. Because if there is conspiracy and they were aware about it, what were they doing about it? One, if they were not aware about it, then what was their CID department doing? The CID department in Haryana is with Chief Minister. So and there is certain sting operations carried out by certain channels that CID officials which have said from that the local CID official that 1 week to 10 days back, they had sent the report to their higher ups that inflammatory situation is developing. So if that was the case, then of course, so there are 2 things possible. A, the CID department has failed to provide the right input. B, if the input was provided, the government failed to act and provide the security cover and the police protection like it does every time. Such processions, such a sensitive matter, every time police protection is there. But this time it was not there. Even the SP of Mewat, the Chief Minister said in his press conference today, was on leave. So now, the fault lies, this conspiracy thing which they are saying also proves that it is a failure part of the government, and they have to take the responsibility. But at the moment, all these questions are leading to more questions. We are more interested in ensuring that first the situation returns to normal as soon as possible. Social harmony and peace is must, and I appeal through you to all the citizens of Haryana to contribute in whatever way they can to ensure that social harmony and peace is ensured, because it is based on this social harmony and peace that, the Gurgaon has emerged as the #1 investment destination in the country today. Fortune 500 companies from ranging from the Europe to America to Middle East have made huge investments. It is because of this environment of social harmony, peace, that lakhs and millions of youngsters are finding good future. Now this cannot be allowed to be disturbed, and the government who is responsible for such a failure, they should take the collective responsibility and moral responsibility.
Mr. Hooda, as you point that out, do you think Haryana is going the UP way? The Chief Minister is saying they will ensure recovery from rioters?
No. The Chief Minister has abdicated his duty. Chief Minister has not even, such a procession was taking place, and the police deployment, which was always there, even that he could not. And in fact, our Chief Minister is saying today that all the citizens cannot be, there is not adequate police to protect all the citizens, to provide security. That also he said. Now, which state has Chief Minister has said that? That you cannot provide safety and security to all its citizens. Has any state said it? Has UP said it? No, because that is a basic requirement of a state government, to provide law and order and security to all its citizens. And if Mr. Khattar says that he cannot do it, let him step aside. Give us the command. We will show in Haryana 10 years of Congress government, not one riot had taken place, not one such incident in Haryana. For 10 years, total peace was there. Now, Mr. Khattar is saying that he cannot provide. That I don't think it's a statement which is befitting a Chief Minister of a state. As far as the action against the rioters are concerned, I demand that to the government, no rioter should be spared. Let him be from any religion, let him be from any region. Anybody who has taken law in his own hand, they should be exemplary punishment for them, to give an example that in such an environment in Haryana will not be allowed to fester itself. So take strictest possible action. Take all the steps necessary. Now you have failed completely, but at least going forward, take these measures so that no such incident is repeated.
As you point out the failure by the state administration, what do you think are the specific failures of the government?
See, the specific failures, like I said, there was, like the local BJP MP said, who was also a Minister of State in Union Government, Rao Indrajit, that there was videos being circulated from both sides. Certain videos had become very much, given the situation, and very disturbing situation was being created. In such an environment, why and how the government failed to read the situation and provide a police deployment along with this procession. This procession always gets police deployment, always. This time, the government did not provide any police deployment. Now, there is a thing that the SP of Mewat was on leave. Who was the SP who was given charge? At what time was he given charge? Was he given charge after the damage was done or before the damage was done? Because the reports are that the SP Palwal was given charge afterwards. So that was another administrative year. So and then there are some TV channels which are showing the inspectors, the intelligence CID inspectors, the intelligence officers, who are saying that 1 week to 10 days back they had sent a report that situation is becoming. And so if that report was sent, where was that report lost? Because CID department is with Chief Minister. and Home Department and the police is with the Home Minister, Mr. Vij. So did that CID report got lost in Chief Minister's office or Mr. Vij's office, which is the Home Minister's office? Where did that report get lost? So there are multiple questions which are the government has to answer. It cannot wish away these questions. This absolute government governance failure leading to these riots have damaged the caused so much damage to our state in so many ways. It has damaged the image of our state, the investment environment, Gurgaon, the social harmony. And if there is one person who has to answer for it, being the head of the state, it has to be the Chief Minister and the entire cabinet.
Mr. Hooda, the fringe groups have in fact been allowed to protest, but the Supreme Court has said they will not allow hate speech. Even the Chief Minister is saying they won't tolerate the same. Do you think the government is doing enough in the last 3 days to control hate speech?
See, now, as far as after the incident, the government has taken certain steps, and more steps need to be taken to bring the situation to normal and ensure no further damage is done to the social fabric of our state and to the economic prospects of our state. As far as what the government needed to do earlier, I think the government had completely shut its eyes. Such videos from all sides were coming out. And there is a red line. From any side, you cannot cross the red line to when you issue such videos which provoke the society from any side. Now that was allowed to, without any check or balance for a long time. And the government needs to introspect why it was allowed and, how much damage that has caused to the social fabric.
Right. On that note, Mr. Hooda, I appreciate you taking the time out and speaking to us exclusively here on Mirror Now. We leave that conversation there for the moment, but we continue to track